The humble twins, James and Judas Alpheus, faithful in simplicity. They weren't scholars, leaders, or men of great power, but to Yeshua, they were enough. The humble twins who prove that faithfulness, not fame, earns a place in the kingdom. James and Judas Alpheus, the twin fishermen from Charessa, were ordinary men living simple lives by the Sea of Galilee. They were the 9th and 10th apostles chosen, both 26 years old, both married, both fathers, and both deeply devoted to providing for their families before Yeshua called them. They didn't stand out in any way. They weren't deep thinkers like Thomas or bold leaders like Peter. Yet, when Yeshua saw them, he saw something special. Hearts that were pure, humble, and willing. He welcomed them not for their intellect, but for their sincerity. The twins didn't ask big questions or get into theological debates. They simply believed and followed. Their faith was simple, not because they were weak, but because they trusted. Their joy came from being counted worthy to walk beside Yeshua and serve his followers. Andrew gave them one of the most humble jobs, policing the crowds, helping Philip with supplies, delivering money to families, and running errands for the apostles. They were ushers, helpers, and silent workers in the background, but they did it all with cheerful hearts. To the common people, James and Judas were proof that the kingdom of heaven wasn't just for the wise or powerful. When the crowds saw these simple fishermen among the chosen 12, they felt hope. If men like us can stand beside the Master, then maybe there's a place for us too. They were nicknamed Thaddeus and Lebbeus, gentle names given out of affection. They were called the least of all apostles, and yet Yeshua never saw them that way. He loved their faithfulness. They weren't strong or clever, but they were good, kind, and full of love. James loved Yeshua for his simplicity, while Judas was drawn to his humility, how he could be so divine, yet so down-to-earth. When Yeshua performed miracles, he asked for silence, and that touched Judas deeply. The twins' presence reminded everyone that Yeshua's kingdom welcomed all, even those who felt too small, too ordinary, or too fearful. He taught that greatness in heaven isn't about talent, but about trust and humility. When Yeshua refused a rich man's offer to join, unless he helped the poor, the people looked at the twins standing nearby and realized this master truly shows no favoritism. He loves the humble and the rich alike. They rarely spoke up in public, except once when Judas asked, "Master, when you reveal yourself to the world, will we still have a special closeness with you?" It was a simple question, born from love and longing. James and Judas served faithfully to the end, through the heartbreak of the crucifixion and the confusion that followed. They never lost faith. In fact, after John, they were the first to believe in Yeshua's resurrection. When the mission grew more complex after his ascension, they quietly returned to their families and their fishing nets. Their task was done. They had walked beside the Son of God, served with all their hearts, and died knowing they had been deeply loved by the Creator himself. Their story reminds us that even in our simplicity, God sees greatness. The smallest hearts can carry the biggest faith. If you ever feel too ordinary to be used by God, remember James and Judas Alpheus, the humble twins who showed that faithfulness, not fame, is what truly matters. See you tomorrow as we meet Simon the Zealot. God bless.